Wow, that's a heck ton of months.
Hey,
Oh, wow.
there we go. We have the audio.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Ray, 17 months. Holy moly.
That's like, you're like coming up on 2 years. That's insane.
It's insane that we've been doing this for almost 2 years.
Hello Catskills, hello SoCal, hello Mar Magni, hello Rennie May, hello Sailor Nightwing, hello Captain Red, hello G. How's everyone doing this evening?
My name says Megan, but I'm really Ariel. This is much redder than I thought it was gonna be.
My hair is still purple, but it's super like...
It's actually pretty purple. It's a real pretty purple right now.
But it looks like it's just brown at this point.
It's so red. It's so red. Yes. It's so red. I'm kind of digging it though, so I guess that's good.
But yeah. Things are going on.
Yeah, this didn't run clear in the shower. It did like I was like this. I sat for like what felt like 10 minutes. I'm sure it wasn't 10 minutes with cold water, and it would not run clear. And I'm like, this is just my life now. We're happy to have you in here too, Ray.
I know, like, who are you? If you guys missed it, I'm sure there's a VOD of it on their channel.
Hopefully,
Last
because I
night,
missed it because I was working.
Rachel, Miss Cabin Ray, ran a one-shot for her coworkers. I only was able to pop in for a little bit. I too hope to catch it as well. So I hope the VOD is up there. Definitely check that out because I'm sure it was a crazy time with Max, Suki, and Spring with Rachel at the helm. So definitely check that out when you have a chance. Speaking of D&D stuff, we have had 2 sessions of our Humblewood campaign. Tomorrow will be a new Diary of a DM, which should be going up. Yes, maybe? Possibly?
If I can get Da Vinci to work right.
It'll be going up tomorrow. We'll fix it. Other things that are going on in our world and our life. Life is crazy right now, but we're going to be here for you. Good thing about Board Game House is that because we are friends that live in a duplex, there's no travel involved. And it's only the 3 of us.
No travel.
So even if we're quarantined...
I'm quarantining myself downstairs. I'm not going anywhere.
Are you not going to come upstairs?
No.
She's going to video chat in from downstairs. Hi, Z!
Oh, hi, Z!
So we're not going anywhere. We will be here for you guys. So we love you
Thank
guys. And we just want you to know that we're thinking about you. And to please take care of yourselves and be safe.
Please.
Megan!
We are at 782 followers, which means we are math
18.
18 away from our goal of 800 followers. Join us. Math is hard. Okay, I had
other things that are going on. Tonight, we're going to do Case 2 of the LA Crimes, thanks to SoCal. This is called Case 2 Hit and Run. We don't know what to expect. We lost the first case, which was a victim in a hotel.
It was a bummer.
I don't remember exactly what happened in the first case.
That's why we lost.
Yes, I do. Secret mind control people.
Yep. Set! Thank you
for
so
the
much
host.
for that host. Oh, I forgot to upload that thing again.
Yep. Fine. I'm hoping the follower thing's working tonight. I didn't check it.
PSP!
Deculture!
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Deculture. Meta! 16 months. Hello.
So long.
So long. So long of Team Derek.
Team Derek, hashtag Derek's blog.
Derek's blah.
I will tackle hug you from a distance right now.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, so we're gonna be here. We love you guys. Tonight we're playing detective. We'll have some fun.
Tomorrow, I will be streaming because I officially have nothing better to do.
It does look like the eventuality that Derek and I also will be working from home. And if that's the case, there may be more streams and things going on. We'll see. if we can get away with it.
I'm interested to see what you two can actually do from working from home.
A lot of my job is waiting around to fix things, and so is Derek's.
Exactly. That's why I'm like interested to see how you.
I think it's going to transition to us trying to troubleshoot things from home for people that are working from home, which is going to be real interesting.
Are you going to be getting those phone calls that are, I can't get my computer to turn on?
Yeah. And it's like, well, you're at home, so.
Oh my gosh, Ray.
Okay, it's not a 2-player game, is it?
It's not. We could play it at the same time. We could do. Bethesda was doing one night. They had 2 people who were streaming Skyrim, and they were just like double screening it.
That's okay, DK. Yeah. We know you'll catch it. By the way, hello, Mr. Valley.
Hello, Mr. Valley. Also, DK, Derek was probably going to be wondering here soon how you got your bees, because now he wants bees. We could play it at the same time.
You could also play Minecraft with us. Join us on the server.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Tonight, Ray. Tonight.
I mean, if she's cool enough to play with us.
Tonight. Get back on that Minecraft. We were going to make you something while you were gone, but...
It didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
I actually rage quit Minecraft yesterday. So.
This is now just a just chatting stream.
Yeah.
While we eat our dinner.
Actually, we're finishing our chicken nugs. So. Yes, DK, much fire. But yeah.
I mean, right, it's up and running now.
Like we're weird. Like,
I will definitely beat one.
Is it because
tonight.
we're zoomed in more or something?
I don't know what's going on.
I need to be here, and that feels like it's really close to you. No, don't do that. Your hair smells like grapes. Yes, very grapey.
Grapey.
All right.
I went real far. Much fire. Bye, DK.
All right. I'm gonna turn the music on. That's very, very loud. It sounds, or maybe that's our speaker needs turned down.
That's scary.
And they're not hearing it at all, or they're hearing it through our.
It does. It smells like grape Laffy Taffy.
They're only hearing it through our speakers right now. Oh, that's because this is not. There, now they hear it.
It disappears. We learned that with Steven.
Yes, my head disappeared. If you watch our Mall Kid stream, I had green hair, so I wore a hat, and every so often I would take it off, and it would just be like nothing.
It was real funny.
But yeah, so
You can have the rest.
thanks.
I'm the one that made it for you, so I don't know why you're getting sassy. I also have a Toblerone!
So, case 2, hit and run.
Hit and run. Oh god, I forgot.
Oh, I'm gonna turn this off. I'm gonna turn the music off so they can actually listen to you read.
That was length. I don't need this, do I? Boom, boom.
There's that, so you can.
Funny. Dum dum. Alright. Casey's Diner, September 21st, 1986, 6:25 a.m. You find Bradley sitting at a corner table, hunched over a cup of coffee, staring down with a blank look on his face. I wonder if I can get Derek to bring me up a cup of coffee. He called you at 5 a.m. asking to meet you before you start your shift. For the record, if anybody calls me at 5 a.m., I'm 1000% not answering. Mostly because I have my bedtime set, so it's on Do Not Disturb.
I'll answer.
Jenkins is in the hospital, he starts quietly. Oh no, Jenkins! Someone hit him with a car! after midnight. The culprit fled the scene and we won't get anything from Adam until he regains consciousness. His wife Trish is with him now. Bradley leans back in his seat and takes a deep breath before continuing. Jenkins called me just after midnight and said we had to meet. Over an hour later, I received a call from Hoffman on the narcotics division who was working undercover in the city at the time. He told me about the accident. The waitress comes by the table with a fresh... The waitress comes by the table with a fresh pot of coffee and refills Bradley's cup. She asks if you'd like anything, but you simply shake your head. The chief continues when she leaves. For the past few weeks, we've been running an undisclosed internal investigation. Adam was tasked with finding out who's making an ass of us by leaking information. Bradley gets up, finishes his coffee, and pulls something out of his jacket pocket. Here's a copy of the preliminary findings, he says, tossing 2 folded pieces of paper on the table. I received it only an hour ago, so there isn't much. Our team was in the field looking into this all night, and we hadn't had much time to sit down and write it correctly. Bradley takes out a pen, grabs a napkin, and notes something down quickly. What is happening over there?
My phone randomly fell for no reason.
That happens all the time to me, and it usually lands on my toe. He hands you a napkin with, I'm not gonna even, Sepulveda Boulevard? Pico Boulevard, written on it. Jenkins called me from outside the bar at this location. It's his last known location before the accident. Preparing the case! Move the IT marker to the downtown location. Oh, we're downtown. Add 3 of the star tokens to the pool.
Okay.
Our goal of the case, find out who is responsible for the leaks within the department. Find out who hit Jenkins. We have 4 days to complete the mission. Our stress limit is 4. Press here for a printout.
Okay, see what it does. See if it tries to actually print something. Oh, it literally would let you print it out if you want. That's cool. Well, I mean, if you're doing this old school, it makes fun.
Makes fun.
Mm-hmm.
So, we should see this.
No, let's Google it up.
This is your job.
Well, let me finish my fries.
So I'm just gonna have to Google it. Can I have thing, please?
Still sounds like it's really loud for us.
Okay. There's a Party City nearby.
Now, this is from the 80s, though. But Los Angeles County Department of Public...
Services? It's the Social Services Department.
I don't think it's a coincidence that we're looking for a leak and there's a government building right there.
I think you're right. Alright, so we need to read file 200 and we also have... Where's my stuff? Okay. Alright. Visit Bobby's bar. Okay, we have to choose our people. Set! it. Set redeem the custom reward.
What?
Set redeem the custom reward. Balloons. Balloons.
What kind of balloon?
A Nidhogg.
A what?
Nidhogg, a longish red dragon with wings and 4 limbs. Who do we want to be? Who were we last time? Oh wait, these.
A longish red dragon with wings and 4 legs. You're really you're trying. I will try that in a little bit.
Do we want to do this guy, the add one, to get a Joker?
The only issue with that is we have a limit of 4 this time.
Yeah,
I would say her because of
it can remove.
yes.
Who else do we had him last time too. Spend 1. This one is spend 1 and removes an X. This one we can take the red report in the location.
What do we have here? Sorry. I don't think we need this one. I think that's a waste of 1. Spend 1 and your appropriate skill token from. I don't want to do that. Although we don't get any. Oh, well, we'll find out what we get. So I'm down between these two.
Well, this is the one that I said originally. But this one could be really nice too.
Well, that lets us spend 2 to remove it.
1.
So I say we do that.
That one? It's the one I said at the beginning and you said no.
I know. But with these 2 combined, I think that's a good idea. Alright, so that means these ones we get the extra bonuses for.
Okay.
So we get 2 talkie, 2 file.
2 talkie, 2 file, and 2 magnify.
There's 2 talkie. There's 2 file. And 2 magnified. Oh no! Is it okay for everyone else? Is it just at the time of the issues? Our camera's not freezing this time?
Let me see if they're bring me a
Okay, just making sure. Alright. So, we need to read file 200. And we can visit Bobby's bar. But let's read file 200 and see what it says.
It says 0 file.
Okay, just so you know, I can't see that because of the ring light at all. I can't see in general, so you're gonna have to actually probably do this.
Okay.
Actually, it looks like this whole thing is way over this way for some reason.
What?
The table. The back table.
Yeah, the back table is in a really weird spot, and I don't know why.
It should be that way by about almost 6 inches or 8 inches.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Which makes sense why I can't see anything. That's fine.
Okay. Reported by S. Hoffman. Incident description. On September 21st after midnight at the crossing of Sepulveda Boulevard and Lagrange Ave. That's not what they said. They said Pica. Officer Adam Jenkins was hit by a car. The perpetrator fled the scene.
No, he called him from outside of a bar there.
Scott Hoffman arrived at the scene after 1 a.m. and reported the accident. David Perez and Paul Anderson arrived 10 minutes later. The ambulance got there around 1:20 a.m. and rushed the casualty to Century City Hospital at Olympic Boulevard, Century Park East. For the following hour, officers at the scene were unable to find any leads which could help identify the perpetrator. The only traces are the skid marks, which indicate it was an unintentional accident, probably caused by a very fast sports car. Considering the perfunctory report content, you can now ask additional questions about the crime scene to the officers that investigated the place after the crash. Questions are available in the database now. Whenever you find knowledge at ... in future leads, type in the correct command there. The website will show you to the new question that you are able to ask from now on. You can review questions already available to you at any location, but to ask and receive an answer, the IT marker must be at the police station. Place the special token on the police station as a reminder, and you must spend 1 star token. Whenever you ask a question, each and every one of those 3 officers will form an answer that was provided without the other ones around.
Okay, so we can check out what the questions are right now, but we can't ask them right now.
Yeah.
So let's check out what the 4 questions are.
Yeah. I'm gonna write these down because I don't like this, because they tried to make it as accurate to the 80s as they could. It's not a user-friendly interface here. Okay. Talk with Perez.
The camera's also a little high up too. Thanks, Okale.
Okay. Guess we just look at the questions.
Yeah. No, it's not question. Yeah, it's knowledge. Yeah. It was 101, 102, 103. Oh, 0001.
001. When did you hear about the crash and how did you get there?
Gotcha. Okay, so that's the first question. We'll write down what that question is.
I don't have any space. When did you hear about the crash?
Was Jenkins the head guy in the last one? No, it was Delaware.
Yes.
Delaware was the main guy in the last one.
Are you talking about the last case or the last game?
Last game.
Yes, it was Delaware. Jenkins is the head guy. He was the guy that was actually in charge of the investigation that we were doing last time.
No, my thought was that if it was Delaware, like that'd be why he was in a wheelchair.
Oh.
The hit and run. Tied the 2 together.
Okay. 002. What do you remember from the crash scene? What did it look like?
Something tells me that one of these officers is dirty.
Yeah.
I know we're supposed to find the mole, but based on that, we're going to be asking the same question to 3 people, and we can get their answers individually. I don't know. Dirty cop out there.
What were you and the others doing once you arrived at the scene? Please move your arm. I don't like it down there. I'm short.
I'm saying you like pick it back up from there. Lynx is currently investigating the case of a bird chirping outside the window that's open. Oh, she wants loves. Maybe? No? Want to get down? Okay. Nope, that's not for you to play with. Here, people are talking about you. Say hi.
Hey, BB. What did the paramedics say after they arrived at the scene?
Not for you to play with.
Okay. Bless. Alright, so we have a couple of things that we can do.
Okay.
We can visit Bobby's bar. We can talk with Perez, Hoffman, and Anderson. We can check the crime scene, and we can visit the hospital. I think visiting the hospital is
What time did it say to start the track? Did it say that in the briefing?
No. It would be file, wouldn't it?
Down. Intro. Does not say.
Well, it says that it's we were there at 6:30.
I mean, I would say we start at 8 o'clock.
So it probably starts at 8 o'clock.
Do you think you have to walk your butt right past the camera every single time, Kitty?
Yes.
That was completely empty.
You are such a little.
I hate that song because it just ends so suddenly. Okay.
Alright, so what do you want to do?
So we can either go to the crime scene.
I think we need to go to the crime scene. I feel like going to the hospital right now isn't.
Do we check out the crime scene first, or do you want to check out the bar and then the crime scene?
They're both in the same spot, so I don't think it really matters which one we do first.
Alright.
So.
Which one do you want to do? You want to do the bar since it's our first option?
There's rock, paper, scissors for it.
Okay, if I win, it's the bar. If you win, it's the crime scene. 1, 2, 3, throw. Hey, Fuzzy!
To the crime scene!
What's the number?
202 in the suburbs, so it takes us an hour to get there.
Well, wait, wasn't the other one already... The
What?
bars in the suburbs?
All of these are in the suburbs. I literally said.
But we were just down.
Literally said that they're all down. They're all in the suburbs.
But we started downtown? That's
Yeah.
so weird.
Started downtown.
102. Or 202. 2 hours.
This is not for kitty. The scene of the accident is in a relatively quiet neighborhood. As you know, Bradley lives not too far from here. You stand across the street from the crosswalk, looking at the surroundings in hopes of seeing something Hoffman, Perez, and Anderson may have missed due to the late hours and overall stress of the event. The tire marks from the hard braking start just before the pedestrian crosswalk. The driver may have seen Jenkins just moments before the impact. Looking past the crosswalk, you see an old brown Honda Civic parked next to the curb. You do notice that the back end of the car is angled oddly away from the curb. You approach it and see what looks like fresh scrapes down the right side of the car. You crouch onto the curb to inspect the grass and are happy to see clear tire tracks. The car that hit Jenkins must have then hit the Honda as it was swerving out of control. Careful so as not to disturb the tracks, you get closer to the car and inspect the scrapes. The area is oddly clean, but you remove your pocket knife and after some digging manage to pick out a tiny orange paint chip from inside a scratch. Okay, so we can dig a little deeper and check which street the car would have drove. From which the car drove.
Okay. What else can we do?
Let's see. Try to identify the paint chip at the police station. Search the area for witnesses. Call in technicians to check the thread pattern in the grass. Or check the new question.
Okay. So I say we do try to see which way the car would driven from.
I agree.
So we're gonna spend this token?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I thought it would take you longer to decide something.
Do you want me to read the token? Or the back of the card?
I'm good. Okay. You walk down the street and the car would have come from around... Maybe, yeah. Because apparently I can't read today.
You walk down the street that the car would have come from and look around for additional traces. About 30 to 40 yards from the intersection, you come across more tire tracks. They look very similar to the ones near the crosswalk. They are near a curb between two parallel parked cars. The cars are facing the intersection. It may be a coincidence, it's hard to tell anything by just tire marks, but just beside the tire marks you find a cigarette butt. You take out a small bag and secure it just in case. Maybe the lab will actually find something interesting from all this analysis. Place a special token at the 8 a.m. space of the next day. When the time marker reaches that space, a special token, read the report of the cigarette butt analysis, file 202.
Ooh.
So I'm going to put this here for 8 a.m. tomorrow.
Fancy. Fancy, fancy.
So. So, what do you want to do?
Okay, well,
The other thing was go to the bar.
yeah.
Should we just do that since we're out here?
Sure.
What's that number?
204. You park off of Sepulveda
Sure.
Boulevard. Exit the car and enter the bar. It takes a few seconds for your eyes to adjust to the dim lighting. There's a billiards table in the corner and a few people sitting at the bar. Berlin's Take My Breath Away is playing over the speakers. Take my breath away. Right? You approach the bar and ask for some orange juice. When the bartender returns with your drink, you show him your badge and a photo of Jenkins that you have taken out and put on the bar. Who goes to a bar and asks for orange juice?
Police officers on duty.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying that alcohol, like a glass of water, probably would have made more sense in my head than a glass of orange juice.
It's also probably still morning according to the card. Oh, it's 2 hours we need to do this.
Put that damn thing away, he says, pushing the badge back towards you. I'm looking for information relating to this man, you answer. Let's talk somewhere quiet. You nod. He calls another worker to man the bar and then leads you to the office in the back. Read questioning 204.
Okay.
Ooh.
Lynx, your tail's right in my face, sweetie.
Questioning at 204. Yes, he was here on Saturday. It was quite busy here. I had a lot of work to do on supplier records. As the end of the month was coming, I was sitting here in the back and I left only when I had to. A Saturday like any other. Low stress level. Except the guy from the photograph. There were 3 of your people as well. They came around 9 p.m. to play billiards and drink some beer before work. These guys come here often, at least 2 of them, Anderson and Hoffman. The third one was a youngster. It was the first time I saw him in here. Low stress level. The one from the photograph showed up somewhere around 11:30 p.m. I remembered that because the barman called me. There was some fuss. The guy from the photo was arguing with Anderson at one of the tables. I don't know what was it about, but it was intense. The guy had a grudge against Anderson. Some of the clients didn't like it. Mr. De Silva, a regular here, left the place clearly annoyed. I had to react, so I approached them and asked them to calm down. Then I stood behind the counter to keep an eye on everything. Low stress level. That guy from the photo left right after the fight, shortly before midnight. He didn't look happy. He was still swearing as he walked out. He left alone. Anderson came back to the table and talked about something with Hoffman. The young one was playing billiards. Anderson and Hoffman joined in. They played together for about half an hour. I think they stayed longer than they should have because after a phone call around midnight midnight, they all left in a rush. Someone, I suppose it was your boss, called the bar, asked me to put Anderson on the phone. Short information exchange, nothing more, and after that they all left. My employees? I doubt if any of them saw anything more. Besides, I need to get back to work. And they have a lot to do as well. I've helped as much as I could. Now if you'll excuse me, he says and stands up from the chair.
Hi, Train. Hi, Plane.
Hi, Plane. Who did we show? Oh, it was a photo of Jenkins. So Jenkins came in and yelled at Anderson.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Okay, so we can spend a token from the token pool to force a discussion with Bob's workers. We can find out what number called the bar at 12:30 a.m. That's at the police station, and then we can check the new question. We also have stuff over here too. Will you please put my phone on the charger?
%. How are you home all day and your phone is still at 4%? Explain this to me.
I don't know.
Like that doesn't make any sense to me.
I don't know. I don't like having it attached to the thing.
Instead, it's attached to your hand?
Mm-hmm. Also, for the last 2 hours, I've been dyeing my hair, so I needed my phone for entertainment purposes.
No, again, you didn't.
I am.
You could have done lots of other things instead of being on your phone.
I don't know why you have to judge me every time.
I judge everyone. Okay, so do we have anything else from the book that we can do, or is this just all the stuff from these 2 cards?
We can visit the hospital, and then we can talk with Perez, Hoffman, and Anderson. I don't think we're ready to talk to Perez, Hoffman, and Anderson. We also have 2 new questions that we can ask.
What do you mean?
Knowledge 202 and Knowledge 204.
I thought we already had those.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, let's find out what the questions are.
Did you notice any cars parked near the crossroad?
Okay.
Do I have to write all these down?
I would. Otherwise, we're not going to know what questions to ask. Awful knowledge 204 is another one we need.
Okay. Who called Anderson at Bobby's bar after midnight?
That's when we need to answer. That's when we're gonna have to ask.
Yeah.
And I also think we should find out who called the bar. Find out what the number is, and then compare that with their answers to this question.
I agree.
Okay, so I don't think we need to push the people at the bar unless you want to.
I don't think so. I just feel like it's not. I feel like it's baiting us with that token. You know what I mean?
I think I don't want to.
No, I don't want to waste a token. I feel like it's baiting us.
We can always go back to the police station and do a report to get it back.
Yeah, I guess so.
Want to do it? Yeah, you want to do it, don't you?
Well, I don't really, actually. I was with you on I didn't think that it was necessary.
I don't know. Maybe they saw something. Maybe it's going to give us another question we can ask.
We're gonna have to make sure that we
Write at least one report to get it back.
yes, because we have to have a
Token to ask
token
questions.
to ask questions.
Alright, that's fine. So 209?
Yeah.
Two hours.
Bobby is stubborn at first, but once he hears that if he doesn't cooperate and call in one of his employees for questioning, you'll return with another unit, close down the bar for the day. He calls Mary, who was working the bar that night. He also promises to call Steven. What were you doing at the bar?
In the 80s?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, because I was a child.
Who was here on a Saturday. Once Mary gets in and starts talking, you realize she doesn't know who Perez and Jenkins are. But she does know Hoffman and has seen Anderson as well. Apparently Hoffman comes around fairly frequently, either alone or in the company of some random girls. He likes to hang out in the bar and often plays poker in the back room. Anderson tends to come in before his shift and play billiards. He then typically leaves his car here for the night, gets picked up by his partner in a patrol car, and heads into town. He often comes in the following morning after his shift, drinks a beer with some friends, and heads home. After 20 minutes at the bar, a sweaty young man walks in wearing a black hoodie with the AC/DC logo on it. He looks as though he ran all the way here. He confirms everything that Mary had said, but adds that sometimes Hoffman only comes by for an hour or so, just to meet and talk. No poker, no drinking, just a meeting with some people about once per month.
Who's that? Which one? Anderson?
No, that's Hoffman. Stephen also doesn't recognize Jenkins or the young cop Perez. That night was the first time he'd seen them. During the commotion, Jenkins was shouting at Anderson and showing him some papers, and he saw that Perez was clearly frightened. After Jenkins left, Hoffman and Anderson were discussing something very seriously. Then that call came in and they all left. Looks like the car that Tom drives.
Okay, so Hoffman, to me, is being a little suspicious.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know who hit him, though, so...
I don't know. Hoffman sounds a little suspicious since he's coming in and meeting with some people once a month. But also... Perez...
Do we want to...
being
since we're
frightened during that.
Since we're still here, do you want to spend the last time searching the area for witnesses?
It would probably put us over the...
Well, it's either that or... Because we cannot right now do a write a report.
No, we'd have to travel.
Yeah.
Back to the
Police station.
police station.
So I would rather put us over and have the ability to get rid of it, if need be. Since we're already out here. We're going to spend the day tomorrow probably at the police station. Or you want to just hold on to that and not worry about it. And just end our day 1 hour early. Which I feel like is a waste of an hour.
Alright, that's fine. 2:06.
Oof! That took 3 hours.
You all saw how he added but I feel like that's a waste. You've been at it for 2 hours looking for any potential witnesses. When you spot a young man with a shirt sporting a logo for The Cure and listening to a Walkman, you wave him over, but upon seeing you, he turns and starts to run the other way. You manage to catch him within 2 blocks and tackle him to the ground. I didn't do anything, let me go, he shouts. You lift him off the ground. Then why did you run? It's a free country, I felt like going for a run, so I ran. Funny, we can either talk here or at the station, your choice. Okay, I'll talk, I don't want any trouble. You ask him about the night of the accident and whether he saw anything around that area. The boy tells you he was coming back from a party at a friend's house at the time. You done? Can I continue? Okay. He thinks it was almost 1 a.m. He approached the intersection and saw some people behaving strangely. One of them was bending over something in the middle of the street, and another was kneeling by the old Honda that has been out there forever. He was curious, so he got closer. It turns out someone was lying in the intersection, and the 2 guys were police officers. The one near the Honda saw him and immediately ran over and started asking questions about what he saw. The boy explained that he had just arrived and didn't see what happened. The cop told him to scram and not to disturb an important investigation. He said that speaking to anyone about an active case could be considered obstruction and might result in 3 years behind bars. Anything else? That's pretty much it. The cop ran up to me the moment he saw me, asked me what I saw, then told me to beat it. We can try to get more out of him.
I think we should.
Spend our last little...
Yeah, we're already here.
This seems to be the sole witness. You'll have to squeeze every detail you can out of him. After every little detail. One more time. What time was it? I don't know. I wasn't looking at a watch. I left the party around 12:30, and it's about 25 to 30 minute walk, so it had to be right before 1 a.m. I don't get what's so important. If you want to know the detail, just ask those cops. What was the other one doing? What was the other one that wasn't questioning you doing? I don't know. The one that ran up to me pulled me away. I think he was doing first aid or something. You think? Yeah, I think. When I was getting closer, I heard him yell to the guy next to the car about getting help. What exactly did he yell? I don't know. I don't really remember. Listen, they told me I shouldn't be talking about this and that I can go to jail for obstruction, so just tell me what he was yelling and we'll be done here. He shouted, Hoffman, damn it, we're losing him. We need to call an ambulance. Hurry.
So Hoffman was the one that was talking to him.
Yes. Hi, thank you. Huh? Yes, I see. Thank you. Derek brought me up my coffee and an Ursula mug. If you're wondering what that was about. Because, of course, I have
Hey, Timberwolf!
an Ursula mug. Hi, Timberwolf!
Also, hi, Sunny. I don't know if we said hello to you. Oh, this camera's bothering me. I feel like it's too high up.
I don't know, man. feel like your head's probably gonna get cut off.
Nope. But what's that white line? Oh, that's on the screen. Okay.
Oh, that's fun. Oh, we get to add a token to the pool.
Oh, see? Yeah. So do we want to use 2 to get rid of one of the stress?
No, I don't.
We can only do that once per day.
Alright, fine.
We got our ability, we might as well use it.
Yeah, but
We can still we do report at any time when we're at the police station.
we're wasting. Alright. Okay, so
Hoffman was the one that was threatening him. Hoffman's the one that's having secret meetings with guys.
Hoffman was the one who yelled at this kid. Right? I don't know. I think when I was getting closer, I heard him yell to the guy next to the car about getting help. Hello?
Megan's always stressed.
I feel like that's an understatement.
We will not fail this case.
I feel like we're gonna fail this case.
It's Hoffman.
Okay, you've already made a decision, and we don't even have all the facts.
All right, so we're on the next day. So, next day, we put a marker here for a reason.
Yes, we did. Why did we put it there?
It's about reading case.
File 202.
File 202.
File 202. Not 292. 202. Analysis report 0740986. Additional information connected to the incident. Near oh my god, why do I have such a hard time saying that? Sepulveda Boulevard. A report conducted and based on a cigarette butt that was secured near the crash scene. Further analysis and tests were ordered with an intention to retrieve dactyloscopy prints and genetic material. Results are presented below. Fingerprints. A fragment of a fingerprint was lifted off the Marlboro cigarette, and then analysis of the genetic sample retrieved from a cigarette butt gave a positive result.
G helped you out.
Sepulveda. That's ve, right? Sepulveda. Sepulveda. Yes? Is that right, G?
You're just gonna wait till G replies.
Ye. Sepulveda.
Alright, so we can add a fingerprint match and a genetics match.
Sepulveda fanfic. Add to match.
Oh, it's still matching everything else.
Oh.
I mean, you go back and file.
Just type in file and we'll do it.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
But
The DNA.
possible matches. Antonio De Silva.
That was the person that.
That was the owner of the bar.
No.
Oh no, that was the
other guy that was
the other guy that was
left.
that was annoyed.
Yeah. So, I think he's the one that did hit and run. Wait. No. Okay. That guy, that picture,
Uh-huh.
that is the CEO of Stronghold Games. His name is Steve something. Hold on.
Hi, can you please move? Please? Maybe? Yeah? Okay. Tail in camera.
Yep, his name's Steve Bruno Core.
Buonacore? Buoncore? Sneaky Steve something. Alright. Born 9/3/1947 in Novara, Italy. He's 6'3". He's 190 pounds, and he has no distinguishing marks.
He's not 6'3". Why?
It says he has no distinguishing marks, but he clearly has. That is him.
Yeah.
Huh.
They must have did it as like a little Easter
That's
egg for
funny.
people that know.
That's funny.
Wait, does Stronghold do this game? No, it's Portal Games.
She just took off with a wire organizer.
She is so proud of herself.
She killed it. It's her kill. All right. Arrested for breaking into a car. That's what I was thinking. Breaking into a car on February 5th, 1961. He was supervised by a probation officer. Arrested for selling automotive components illegally on the streets of Catania, August 20th, 1969. Accused of murdering a journalist. That escalated quickly. In 1973, dismissed due to lack of evidence. Arrested for attacking a police officer. January 12th, 1973, 5-year sentence in Badu e Carros prison. After jail, he tried to seek asylum in the U.S. under the pretext of his life being threatened. He managed to get to the USA in 1982. He is currently an owner of a profitable shooting range, Shooting Paradise. What a terrible name. Alright, so...
But yeah, if you guys don't believe me, look up the CEO of Stronghold Games. That's that guy.
Congratulations, you got the evidence that puts Antonio da Silva near the crime scene. Thanks! Okay.
Can we... Oh, we looked up his information, didn't we?
Yeah. I'm just going back to Antonio da Silva. Nope. Alright, add to match. Fingerprints of Antonio da Silva.
Also...
I mean, okay, so he had the cigarette. He was the cigarette holder. Alright, this gave us another thing. We can visit Shooting Paradise.
Okay. But we are back at the police station.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we are.
So...
So. There you go, Ursula.
Yeah, Da Silva is definitely our...
I'm sorry, y'all. If you catch me looking up to the top, it's because I'm not used to this hair yet. Because I literally just finished drying it. It's so red. It's so red. It's like red. Red, red, red.
I need to redo mine.
Red, red, red. Red, red, red.
Is that yours?
I think it was both of ours.
Nope, it's mine. Mine somehow got off of silent mode.
Okay.
Alright, so... What do we have to do at the police station?
At the police station, we can find out what number called the bar. We can identify the paint chip. And that's it. I'm going to put this one here. Visit Shooting Paradise.
Shooter's gonna shoot.
I feel like a better name would be Shooters Paradise or something. I don't know. Shooting Paradise just sounds like a terrible, terrible name. Terrible name.
Chat, let's get this a better name. Gee, we need a punny name for this.
A punny name.
Shooting's Paradise.
Shooting Paradise. Okay.
Paradise in range.
So what do we want to do first?
Shooter dice.
Let's find out what number called the bar. I think that's the most important thing.
Okay.
I know that the orange paint chip will tell us what kind of car it was, but I feel like we really need to know who called the bar.
I think, yeah, but I also think that we know that Da Silva is the guy that hit him. Why else would he be there? If not, Silva has some definite information. He has some explaining to do. So you want to find out Pink Chip? Or sorry, the...
I want to find out who called the bar.
Alright, what number?
210. 2 hours. You sit down at your desk with a cup of hot coffee, fully expecting to take a while. You pick up the phone and call a central telecommunications office. Hello, how may I be of assistance? You hear on the other end of the line. You introduce yourself and hand your badge number and rank and explain that you need to know who called the bar on Pico Boulevard on September 21st around 12:30 a.m. Please wait just a moment. Surprisingly, without much hassle, it only took a few minutes for the representative on the other line to give 2 locations from which the bar was called at that time. A telephone booth on LaGrange Ave, Campton Ave, and the home at 5801 West Seaglass Circle. You note the addresses and get up to find a map of LA. Alright, so we can either go to the telephone booth and get traces, or we can go to the home on Seaglass Circle. We can look at both of those addresses if we want.
Let's look at him.
Alright.
So did we actually look up where he was actually hit?
Yes, right here.
That's where he was hit.
That's where this was his last known.
No, that's where he made the call from. That's not where he was hit, though.
That's his last known thing.
That was the phone booth he used to call them. He got hit somewhere else. Look at the case of, we've got to find where he was hit.
Alright, well. Just hold on for a second.
To the evidence. Thank you guys for hanging out. It was a very long day for me at work, and I appreciate that you're here. I love your faces.
Seen some of their faces.
A lot of their faces. Yes. Exhume the body! He's not dead yet. So kill him, then exhume the body!
So loud. I'm not yet dead.
Hopefully tomorrow will be the last long day for me.
I'm not yet dead.
Why is our follower thing not working?
Did we get...
We get a follower and it didn't come up.
Our thing didn't come up?
Silly old bird, thank you so much for the follow.
Thank you so much for the follow!
Give me.
Here, figure it out. Figure it out for a second. Hello and welcome to the neighborhood!
Nope. Give me you over here. Alert box. Why? Followers.
Hello, Talking Dog Games! How are you?
Hey, buddy.
I hear it. It's just really low, it feels like.
Yeah.
Yes, we are. Okay, maybe that'll work.
Yeah.
Okay, there was somewhere in here that actually said where...
I'm actually just doing both of these. I'm just redoing it completely just to make sure that it...
Okay.
Okay, that's all safe. That should be good now. Hold on, we're gonna test this widget, mother. I almost, for some reason, cussed unnecessarily.
what you usually... There it is.
It worked that time.
Hooray!
I fixed it, guys. Fixed it good.
Proud of you. Can I have that back now?
I fixed it.
I'm proud of you.
Did you find the address?
No, I need that to find it. Thank you. Okay. So, I think that it's... There's the crime scene report.
LaGrange. That is a different place.
LaGrange. Actually didn't mean to do that.
It's up there. I see
It's
it.
way up here.
What's he doing up there?
That's where the bar is.
Ah. So that's the accident. So he walked up the block.
2 blocks. Okay. What else was I looking for? What were we doing? Oh, it was this one. Oh, that's what I was doing. Okay. Okay. Okay, so LaGrange and Camden is where the phone call came in.
So just down the block.
One of them. 2 blocks.
Okay, 2 blocks away.
Right here is where the phone booth is.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
The other call came from somewhere else.
Yes, if I can... There we go. The other call came from 5801 West Seaglass Circle.
I feel like that's nowhere near the other place. Do
Playa-
directions to.
Playa Vista?
Do directions to the other intersection.
Oh, I totally will, as soon as I can see it. What was it? Sepulveda and LaGrange?
Yes. You can swap around, right?
Oh, Grange. Today. I feel like I don't know. That's a Trekkie Trek.
Yeah. There's no way that's the same place.
That's a Trekkie Trek.
So it came from the phone booth.
Alright. So, we can go to the telephone booth and look for any traces, but I think that while we're here, we need to identify the paint chip.
Okay.
So that's 205. Rob Rogers, a former car thief turned honest mechanic now working for the police department, turns off the metal grinder upon seeing you walk in. He comes over and greets you warmly. You explain that you have an odd request. You take out the paint chip and ask if there's anything he could get out of it. Rob asks you to give him some time and tells you to make yourself comfortable. You spend the next 40 minutes fighting with the antenna of a small portable TV in the back of the workshop trying to get a signal. No chance, you hear Rob behind you. It's impossible to get a signal in this building. I don't even know why that thing is in here. Do you have anything for me? You ask. Yes, I checked all the catalogs. This is GM Hugger Orange. A pretty uncommon paint color. In all of LA, you'll only find a few models sporting this paint. Well, funny enough, Anderson's wife is one of them. She was in here for an oil change last month. It's an average car, no Corvette by any means, but apparent that Martha loves the color, and the paint job was a gift from Paul a few years back. I, too, like orange. How do I track down the others? Well, you can visit all the Chevy dealerships in California, as the sales departments have records of the customers. You could also visit the Chevy Enthusiast Club here in LA. They have an archive. What is that? You never heard of the Beverlywood Chevy Enthusiast Club? No, I have not heard of the Beverlywood Chevy Enthusiast Club.
We're going. We're going to the Beverly Hills.
Apparently, we're going to the Beverlywood Chevy Enthusiast Club.
I think that Martha, I don't know. I don't like coincidences.
Martha.
Shake down, Mrs. Anderson.
We can either visit the Chevy Enthusiast Club, or we can speak to Martha Anderson. Either way.
What else is there anything else we can do here at the police station?
No.
Do we want to take an
Other
hour
than ask questions.
and do we want to take an hour and
Yes.
get back a thing?
Yes. Is it just an hour?
Yes. To write a report.
Then yes.
Since we're here.
I say we go to the club.
Go to the club.
The Chevy Enthusiasts Club.
Okay, and that is downtown?
Mm-hmm.
Downtown.
Downtown. Downtown. I don't know if are there any other words? It's 2 hours.
Exhume the body, yes.
So it puts us at 4 p.m. So day 2 is now done. In the lobby, just above the desk, a front end of a Corvette is coming through the wall. You stare at it wondering how the hell the damn thing is being suspended. Looks great, right? The young girl sitting behind the desk says. You show her your badge and she gives you the rundown on what they do here. They have an exclusive agreement with Chevrolet to get all the latest models to show off at shows and events in the area. They aid the company in various marketing efforts and often provide photos or articles for car magazines. They have a list of members from all over the country. You must have quite an extensive archive then. We used to have a large row of filing cabinets before, but now the boss got a new system from IBM installed, and everything is on floppy disks. I mean, floppy disks are better than
Filing cabinets?
filing cabinets.
Very much so. I much prefer computers.
However, I feel like floppy disks could be overwritten so easily.
No, they used to have a little thing you hit, like you could actually move in the back.
Mhm.
That would actually lock it, so you couldn't write over it.
Oh, know that. I remember when I was in elementary school.
Who out there is old enough to remember 5 1/4?
I remember when I was in elementary school, we would save some of our projects on floppy disks, and I thought I was hot shit because I had a floppy disk.
You always have to and you always wanted to save the special color ones for special files that you didn't want to lose.
Oh, I always wanted a special color one so I could save my stuff. That really made no reason why we had a floppy disk.
My Magnificator, they both got me. First computer was an Apple IIe. It was all green. Everything was all DOS driven. Game called Pitfall on it. Well, it wasn't on it. You had to literally put in the game and run Pitfall, and then all you were was this little dot between 2 lines, and you had to go down like this and try not to hit the wall. And it would get bigger and smaller as it got further down. You were literally just an @ symbol or something going, looked like you were dropping.
I liked the pinball game that was on ours.
The 3 1/2, yeah. It went 5 1/4, then 3 1/2 were the 2 floppy disks. Most of you kids now just know it as a save symbol.
I knew it was a floppy. I didn't use them for long, but I did use them. By the time I started needing things to save things again, we were at USB drives.
Listen, pinball was not until does anybody remember Windows 3.11?
I didn't know a lot about games. I didn't know a lot about computers. I did think I was pretty cool though, because I knew how to get games to run without the disc.
Do you remember, like, about a year ago when I taught you Minesweeper?
Yeah. To be fair, there was definitely a game out there that was like, or a meme out there that was said something about Minesweeper, and it was like something about not knowing how to play. So.
But you learned and you liked it.
I learned, I like it, and I played a lot now. Now that I know that I'm not just pressing random buttons. I have it on my phone. Played a lot. I am not good at Minesweeper.
I am very good at Minesweeper. Should I do a Minesweeper stream, you guys?
Just a Minesweeper stream. I loved Solitaire. I loved Solitaire whenever you win, and it would do the...
Would you guys watch me do a Minesweeper stream?
That's hilarious.
If I only do, like, the extreme hardcore ones.
Hi, Defish!
I mean, you right.
Yes. You're getting a lot of yeses, so... I feel like you can make it interesting, too. Like, every time you die, you have to do something, or... You have to, like, get food that you don't like. I feel like that's the most, like...
But see, the foods that I don't like are very strange.
Every time you lose, you have to eat a gummy bear.
Nope. I will eat insects. I hate gummy.
What about gummy?
Nope.
Insect inside of a gummy.
No.
You all saw that. That was pretty funny.
I hate anything gummy.
All right. I was in the middle
Whoever
of writing this.
invented Chewy Sprees, I want to punch them in the throat.
I love cheese.
But I was around when they first came out,
I know Heart Sprees are really good too.
and I always liked Heart Sprees. So I went and I got a pack. I was like, oh, cool, they have Sprees. Didn't look at it because it wasn't it was a brand new thing. I put it in my mouth, but bit down. I'm like, oh, what the heck is this? It was disgusting.
I guess I don't understand the chewy, like, gummy I understand. Like, gummy bears, gummy worms, all of that I understand. It's the chewy that kind of throws me.
Ugh, no. You guys can keep all the peach rings. I don't want anything gummy, anything chewy. Keep it.
Okay, so we got distracted.
Hard candy only.
We got distracted. Floppy disks is where we were.
We're good streamers.
Do you have information as detailed as the car's color? Of course! That's an essential part of the car's profiles. These owners tend to be extremely passionate about their cars. Well, I'm looking for cars from the area sporting the GM Hugger Orange. Sure, I know that color well. It's really unique. She punches some keys on her computer. So, only 3 people in the local area have a car with this color. A Mr. De Silva, a Miss Anderson, and a Mr. Saunders. I'll need the personal information of all of these people. She smiles and says, for the police, anything. A few more keystrokes and you hear the sound of the printer. I just got like a very vivid sound of the printer.
A dot matrix printer that has the tractor feed. Do you guys remember like the tractor feed paper? Mm-hmm. That you know, like tear off the sides, you try to make it all clean and tear it apart?
Yeah. We used to have a huge stack of it at home. I used to draw on it all the time. I
have some major nostalgia of all this old tech.
We never had one, but my grandmother, because she worked for the state, she worked for the Department of Highways.
We were really fancy when we finally had the Apple IIe, and we had Word on it, and you can make banners if you made it really long, and it would actually print out and all still be connected.
I had a Mickey Mouse, like, suite that you could make, like, Mickey banners and, like, Disney character banners. It was mostly
they were still all
Mickey
black and white.
Friends.
Well, ours was still black and white.
Ours was at that point it was color, but it was a whole suite for that one thing.
Decatur, I am much older than you think I am. Yep. Yeah. Decatur, I will be 37. And you're almost 30.
You're right, I am. We're coming to terms with it.
That's fine.
Talk to me in 2 years whenever I have a breakdown, but it's fine.
If you look this good when you're almost 40, let me know.
If I've got my family's genes, I will.
Which family? Your mom or your dad's?
Both. You've seen them both.
One's better than the other. I love your dad, but your mom's better looking.
Yeah, but look at my grandma. $10 donation!
From who?
I don't know! Meta!
Thank you, Meta!
Thank you so much!
You still donate for Derek.
But you've seen my grandma Sheila.
I tap it.
Oh, Jesus freaking Christ.
Grandma Sheila, if you're out there, call me.
Stop it. Stop it.
Sorry, Buzzy.
Stop it. If I can look as half as good as my parents and my grandmother does, I will be a happy woman. All right. Tesla Terrace.
Ooh.
Ooh. Jonathan Saunders, car registered to private person, Camaro. Ooh, 1976 Camaro. I need to look up this orange.
Do it.
I really do want to.
Just
I can just
Google
look up
it.
here. All right, let's look up a 1976 Camaro. Oh wait, it would help if I spelled it right. Camaro in GM Hugger orange.
You're in love.
Someone get me this car.
Wait, is GM Hugger orange? Is that the Dukes of Hazzard color?
Apparently. I'm sorry. I want this color orange in a car. Please.
I mean, the 76 Camaro is the sexy car. Pull it up big so they can actually see it.
Which one?
It doesn't matter. Just pick one.
Ding dong. Sonny, thank you so much for that $10 donation!
That makes us like, what, $10 away
Yeah,
from
we're
it?
so close from another game for kids!
That doesn't help it. That doesn't help us at all.
I want this car. That's the 76 Camaro. I don't know, I think I like the 67 Camaro better.
I'm a fan of the Shelby.
Yo.
The Shelby Mustang.
Yo, I want that car. Okay. Sorry, I got distracted. I just wanted to see what color it was. Okay, so we have 2 Camaros and then a Corvette.
Sports car.
Registered to a company, which is Shooting Paradise, which is
What?
De Silva. Who's Saunders?
Saunders is the third person that owned the car.
Do we not have? Has he not been?
No,
named
it
at all?
literally is just a third person that's been thrown into the mix.
Yeah, I agree. 67. Wampus.
Gato! I don't know why I felt like I finished the name, but I did.
Thank you. It's red. Am Ariel.
What? I don't understand why you have to, like, explain that it's red. They can see that it's red.
Am Ariel. I was rinsing it off in the shower and I was going, ah. Also, Wampus, I watched that video that your hubby put up on Facebook of you singing to Rocco, and it was adorable.
I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say, because I'm on the internet.
Good plans. No microphones.
It was.
Stop it. Stop it. It was adorable and I loved it. 60S, the 67 Chevy Impala.
So, yeah.
Named Baby.
So, do we want to look up his address to see how close he was to the crime scene? Like, how close he lives? Because if he doesn't live close to it, then we know it was because that's why he was there.
What?
Do we want to look up his address?
Yes.
Oh, wait, it's actually registered to the company, so it's not going to be his actual personal address.
No, but if he was going back to his... Look at these sexy cars one more time. I'm always looking at vehicles that I want. 9 times out of 10, I can't afford them. Alright, so there's Pico Boulevard.
Do we see anything else that was close? That's close to that?
Mm-mm.
That's in the city of Santa Monica. That's far away.
No. Where was the... Maybe out driving Tesla Terrace. There's a customer board that has been redeemed. I'm
probably being
assuming
muted.
that you're getting muted.
Let me see this. I'm gonna bring that.
I just assume when it says your name at the end
That being muted.
that you're being muted. So. Yeah, mute a host. Don't forget, you also have to make Nidhogg. Right. Your timer starts. Yeah, what she said. Now. No. Okay, so we can visit Shooting Paradise, which I have written down somewhere. There. But we have to go downtown. Oh, we are downtown. Oh, but it's the end of the day. We can't do that now. So. Alright. I don't think that we need to talk to Martha Anderson. Really don't. Well, poo. It's gonna be a silent stream for a minute. I can only do one at a time. I can only do one at a time on my watch. So whenever this is done, I'll start mine. 3, 2, 1. Bzz, bzz.
Thank you, Takachi, for that. Now it is Megan's turn to be muted for a minute. So it is the end of the day. So we get to go over here. If you guys are new here, I'll take this time to say this. If you guys are new here, we're Board Game House. We're streaming on the internet 3 nights a week, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. We play board games on the internet for... Alright, so we're on day 3. And I get to decide what we're going to do because Megan can't talk. Takachi's my friend. I like him. They make me happy. Mar Maggie, thank you so much for the salty bits. You're right. She is very salty today. You figure she has brand new hair. She's fresh, refreshed, but no, she just wants to be salty about it.
You are the worst and such a freaking liar. And guess what? Bye. So mean to me. So mean to me. Okay, so we are at the police station. We only have 2 things. We have a couple questions. Okay, friends, we have to have him speak so we can have a stream. Okay, so you have one, and then I have one, and then you have one. Okay, so alright, there's one done. Now you have another minute, and then I'll have a minute, and then you have a minute. But we have to have someone talking, otherwise it's just quiet, and that's no good. What are you thinking? We can go to the suburbs and go to that telephone booth and get traces. You're just staring into the you completely checked out.
Good. Your turn for one?
Yep.
I'm thinking we're back at the we're still at the police station. I mean, we're gonna talk to DeSilva at some point, but there has to be a leak, and I think at this point, if we go talk to him and then talk to the guys, that's probably our best bet. So I think we're gonna be going back out. Is it to the suburbs? Is that where his thing is? Where is downtown? I mean, I think we go downtown. I don't think we need to visit. That house is a red herring. It's the telephone booth is where it came from. But if we want to go to the suburbs, we can. But I think we go downtown first. Now, my question is: we're coming back to the police station because we want to talk to them. So we're gonna do travel an hour and travel back an hour to do all that. Travel.
Okay, it's your turn again. So what we're going to Shooters. I know you do. Shooters Paradise. Okay. That is 226, I think. Yeah, 226.
Yes? Where are you?
Okay. Go back to the thing. Yeah. Okay. Shooting Paradise is a large modern building. Oh, it's 2 hours. You pass the guard at the entrance. Okay, one more. Park in the lot and enter the lobby. An impressive collection of firearms hangs in the display cases on the wall. You walk right through undeterred and head toward the hallway in the back, which you assume will lead you to the offices. A man wearing a suit runs up to you from behind the desk. "I'm sorry, but you're not permitted to enter beyond this point. Entry is granted only for members," he says in a serious tone. "I understand," you say, and show him your badge. "I'm with LAPD. I'm looking for Mr. DeSilva." "Unfortunately, the owner is not in. He went to New York for a business trip on Friday and will not return for 2 weeks," he says, pointing you towards the door, signaling that there is nothing more to add. 4 large bodyguards appear in the lobby and cross their arms. You leave the building. Alright, so there are things that we can do. We can Add 1 stress token to the pool to sneak back and search the parking lot for a car that might have been involved in the accident. We can add 1 token to the pool to sneak back and find DeSilva's office. And we can add 1 token to the pool to sneak back into the lobby and try to acquire the list of members, or we can leave without doing anything. We can also spend 3 tokens from the pool and come back with a warrant. Which we can't do. So
What's he thinking about him?
that's a further lead.
I think we know that DeSilva, we know it was his car.
Mm-hmm.
We know he was there. We know it was his car. I don't think looking for the car serves any purpose. I would like to go to his office, though.
So we want to add a stress and
I would.
with...
Yes.
Okay.
That's my vote. What's your vote?
I mean, I was kind of thinking the same thing, since we can't do it the legal route.
219?
Mm-hmm.
Only 1 hour. That's good.
Did you finish your second minute, I guess? Luckily, a large group of members had just pulled up, chatting amongst themselves as they walked into the range. It was easy enough to sneak past the guard walking among them, making some small talk. The shooting range is quite impressive. There are rooms with large screens and infrared guns for practice, and further down are areas where members can shoot with live ammunition. Images of guns adorn the walls, paired with pictures of American muscle cars, mostly Chevys. You head upstairs. From a distance, you spot a tall man with stitches on a fresh wound on his chin. He's limping as he walks out of an office and heads down the corridor to enter another room. You approach the office he just exited and go inside. It's rather empty, but on the desk you spot a calendar. You want to check September 20th, but outside the door you hear voices approaching from the distance. You jam the calendar into your jacket and quickly rush to the window, open it, and jump out, landing on the roof of the covered garage not far below.
Read file.
I need it. 8 a.m. Mike Myers. Information about the arrangements. Emergency plan. Business meetings. Shooting Paradise. David Andrews' lunches negotiations. Receiving deliveries from warehouse in central San Pedro. Meeting with Wasto... whatever. Remember, gift Bobby's Bar. Meeting with Scott. Scott.
Okay.
Congratulations, you got the evidence of Hoffman was meeting privately with DeSilva.
Which we knew.
Yeah. Alright. So, that's done. These two are done. These are done.
Okay. And we're not going to do anything else with this.
No. I think doing anything else on that is... Alright. So...
I mean,
we actually are done with this one too.
We know that DeSilva is the guy in the car, and we know that Hoffman is the dirty cop. Which are the two things we're supposed to find out, right?
Mm-hmm. Do we want to go to the telephone booth?
I don't think there's a reason. I think we go back to the police
Or do we
station and
want to
question.
just start questioning?
I think we go back to the police station.
Mm-hmm.
Schixnauer. I think we question.
Right, well, we only have 2.
I don't know. Well, we only need to ask one extra question. I would say, who did the call come from?
Who called Anderson at the bar after midnight? Wait, why?
Because I think somebody's going to lie about who called. Because I think I think that De Silva hit him and then went in the corner and made the phone call.
And called Anderson?
Yes.
Why would he call Anderson? Hoffman is the one that's been meeting with De Silva.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we could also ask that one.
Mm-hmm.
Because the two clean cops may say they're the orange car.
The orange car wasn't parked near the crossroad.
But they may have seen it.
None of them saw a car. The hitting. They just knew it was a sports car of some sort.
No, that's what the report said. This is a further question we could ask them. We
Yeah.
could question them, see what they say, and then base our decision on what we want to ask them after that.
Yeah, but I want to make sure that we're asking the right question.
Well, I'm saying is once we ask them the regular questions, we can figure out which question we want to ask them. Once we hear what they have to say, we can then decide which one of these questions we ask.
We have to ask a question first.
I thought we could just question them at this. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it was from the very beginning.
Yes, we can question them using these questions.
No, we can talk with them. Right there, 201.
201?
Yes.
Okay. Well, then we need to go to the police station then.
We're already there.
All right, well then get it. I don't understand why you're getting so sassy with me.
You're the one that got sassy with me.
201. I was talking about the questions. You weren't talking about the questions.
I was. I said we can talk to them and then decide what question we want to ask them. That's literally what I said.
Bradley.
Go to the tape.
I will walk out right now.
Then I won't tell you how the case ends, and I'll do it myself.
I'll find it.
Nope.
Bradley has called in the 3 officers who had arrived at the scene of the accident: Hoffman, Anderson, and Perez. Perez is still clearly a bit shaken by the events. You can see that he is trying to hide the fact that his hands are shaking slightly. Anderson and Hoffman simply seem annoyed. Chief, we don't have time for meetings. Somewhere out there is the sports car that hit Jenkins, and we should be doing everything we can to find it. Hoffman is shouting. I know, says Bradley. I've assigned an additional team to the investigation, and I would like for you to tell them everything you know. The report barely has anything in it, so catch them up and tell them any details that might be relevant. What the situation looked like, and we'll all get back to work. Hoffman looks at Anderson and nods, indicating he should go first. Perez has his hands in his jacket pockets and is looking at the ground. Anderson lights a cigarette and begins to speak.
And you also flip it over.
Hoffman gets up and looks at Bradley expectantly. The boss nods, and all 3 of the officers leave the office. I'm supposed to read this first.
Okay.
All right.
Hi, Elle.
Questioning. Hello, Elle. At 201. Anderson. I was on patrol with Perez when we got an alert from Hoffman about a code 480 near Sepulveda Boulevard. Hoffman said it was about Jenkins. I didn't even turn the sirens on. I just hit the gas and tried to get to the crossing as fast as possible. Medium stress level. Hoffman. After I arrived, I called Anderson right away. I knew he was somewhere around there. We had just played billiards in a nearby bar. I checked on Jenkins. He didn't look good, so I immediately reported it and requested an ambulance. I saw skid marks. The driver had to speed really badly. I assumed it was a sports car, maybe some spoiled brat from a rich family. We'll get him, I swear. I'm going to see the guys from Highway Patrol in a moment. I'm going to search for the motherfuckers with the highest numbers of fines for speeding in LA. Perez, that's exactly how it was. We arrived as soon as possible. We got there at HSL, high stress level. Anderson, don't interrupt. You have no idea what time it was. What time was it exactly, kid? But yeah, something past 1 a.m. Anyway, whatever it was all about my former partner. We didn't check the time. We were just trying to save him. High stress level. Hoffman, drop it. None of us had slept that night. Anyway, the rest should be in the report. I'll update it as soon as we find something more. We examined the surroundings of the crime scene thoroughly, checked every inch of the crossing. We agreed that there was nothing more to look at except those skid marks, so it was pointless to block the street. No need to cause traffic disruptions in the district. Okay, boss, we've got a lot of work to do, and I'd rather be doing it right now if you don't mind. We'll keep you posted.
There's a lot of high stress levels here.
Didn't we already find out that... Didn't all three of them leave together from the bar?
No. I don't think so.
Yeah. After Jenkins left, Hoffman and Anderson were discussing something very seriously. Then that call came in and they all left.
Okay. So they're all hiding something.
Alright, I called Anderson right away. I knew he was somewhere around there. We had just played billiards in a nearby bar.
Alright, so I'd say who called?
Yeah, because Hoffman is saying that they weren't together, and they definitely were still together.
The sassiest.
Hmm?
They're talking about Howard, the sassy detective agency.
Indeed.
You want? I would say let's ask the question. Oh wait, how many hours is this? This is just 1 hour.
I thought we already done it.
No, we went to the police station.
Alright,
Good
so
call.
let's look at this. Hoffman gets up and looks at Bradley expectantly. The boss nods and all three of the officers leave the room. You face Bradley. Boss, something's not right here.
Oh, we can actually read their files.
Yeah, we can read their files. We can also get additional information on Perez, Hoffman, and Anderson from the police station. We can talk to the paramedics that took Jenkins to the hospital.
I mean, I think getting additional information on them and looking at their files is probably the best idea first.
Name at Scott Hoffman. Okay, yeah. Scott Hoffman. Ex-wife is Pamela Clarkson. Lives at Granville Ave. Contact address, emergency only. Pamela Clarkson. Started working in the LA Police Department on February 8th, 1979. He's had Adam Craig and Jerry Gudo as partners.
Add it to the...
Not really a lot there. Anderson. Martha Anderson is his wife. Greenfield Ave.
Jenkins.
Jenkins was his
Partner.
Now he's working with Perez.
Okay. Added to the bench.
Not quite as...
Perez is going to give us the actual answer because you typed in the wrong name.
Oh, yeah. I was like, wait, what? Name at David Perez. York. Lopez Balteras. Inherited his house in the quiet area of Bel Air. Currently living at Sofia Lopez's house. Sounds like Stranger Things.
So no matches for anything really, right?
Yeah, no, we've got nothing.
For any guys. Alright. Well, did we look to see if their fingerprints match anything, the other two?
Yeah, they didn't. There was nothing else for them. We haven't found anything for it to match. The only thing we had was that cigarette butt.
I spent from previous cases.
No. Alright, do we...
I still want to ask who called him.
With this, I am less confident in asking questions yet. We still have one more day.
Okay.
We can get additional information on them at the police station while we're here.
You want to do that?
Yeah, I would feel more comfortable with that.
What is that?
That's 214. It's 3 hours. Great.
We're going to spend these 2.
Then we won't be able to ask questions.
We can do reports tomorrow to be able to ask questions.
We can only do 1 report tomorrow.
No, you can do as many reports as you want.
As you want?
Yes.
Okay. I don't necessarily agree with that, but all right. I'm not saying that I don't agree and don't think that that's right rule-wise. I don't necessarily agree with this action. Doing that is what I'm saying.
You would rather keep the 3 stress and keep the 2? Because we can only get rid of 1 per thing. And if we do anything else that adds another stress, we're done.
I don't know.
I mean, if you don't want to do it, we won't do it.
If we do that, we only have... Basically, if we do that and then write reports, we will only be able to write reports tomorrow to get stuff for questioning. I don't feel like we're going to be able to do anything else tomorrow.
1 hour equals 1 thing to ask questions.
I thought it was 2 hours.
No. It takes 1 hour to write a report.
This is the only rule I'm, like, iffy on. Once per day.
You spend 1 of your working hours to write a report and receive 1 thing. So we ask 1 question. I mean, if you don't want to do the stress level, you don't have to do it. But like I said, if we get 1 more, the thing ends right away.
Well, the only time we've ever gotten stress things is if we have chosen to add a stress level.
We've gotten them before because of just events.
Alright, do it.
No, we don't have to.
I just feel like we're not going to get to ask any questions. Like...
Okay, we won't do it right now. We can do it later. If we need to do it, we can do it later.
You head to the archives, hoping to look through the records for more information about the 3 cops. Along the way, you run into Nick Collins, who has been working here for years. You tell him you're here looking into a delicate situation. I need to find more than I would typically find in the main personnel files on 3 cops from the narcotics division. Bradley already knows about this, you say. This relates to Jenkins' accident. Collins punches some keys on the keyboard and looks up at you and nods. Who first? Paul Anderson. Collins types the name into the computer and begins to read. Accepted into the force in April of '63, he lives near Greenfield Avenue. Wife Martha, 2 daughters, 1 grown and another in her 3rd year of college. What else? His partner is David Perez. Before David, he didn't have a partner and just worked on Hoffman's team. He was transferred to narcotics in January of 1983. Before the transfer, he was partnered with Jenkins, working in homicide division for over 10 years. He also has 2 distinctions for his achievements, which also come with 2 bonuses, one for 350 and 78, and another for 250 and 83. Anything in particular you're looking for? I really don't know. Let's look into the next one, David Perez. That's the new guy, right? There's not going to be much on him here. Let's see, he's been working for us since April. He received some distinctions soon after as well. I'm looking into it now. Yes, here it is. On August 12th, he was part of the team moving in on a drug dealer named Robert Bay. Apparently he did that well that day because he received the distinction and was moved to narcotics division.
Robert Bay was the guy from the last one.
Yeah. Wife? Fiance or girlfriend, I think. She's listed as a contact and is under the same address. Her name is Sophia Lopez, 22 years old, same as David. They live together at her place near Stoner Avenue. He has his own home not too far from central LA. but apparently he doesn't live there from what I can see listed in his file. That's it? Yep, that's it. Who's the last one? Scott Hoffman. Let's see what we have here. He's 37 years old in the force since 79 and worked in the narcotics division right from the start. Before joining us, he worked customs at the port for a bit right after the police academy. 2 reprimands for working under the influence of alcohol. Was married to a woman named Pamela Clarkson. Divorced. No kids on file. What else? Collins types in some commands and looks through some more files. In June, his partner was killed on duty. It was an arrest attempt of some high-profile dealer, a shootout. His partner, Jerry Gudo, took 2 bullets to the chest and died in the hospital shortly after. The investigation is theoretically still underway. It looks like they tried to take down some guy named De Silva mid-transaction, but he didn't show up. Instead, they walked into a trap and were fired upon. All additional information regarding the event is in a file I don't have access to. Read 235.
Okay. So we do that.
I'm very confused. You enter Bradley's office with some hesitation. The chief is sitting behind the desk, buried in a massive amount of documents. He notices the folder in your hands and tells you to close the door. What's going on, and tell me straight, because I don't have time. It's about those 3, you say, holding up the folder. I need your permission to run surveillance on fellow officers after work. On what basis? He asks seriously. On the basis of a hunch? Hunches aren't a policy we have in regulations. If you really need to do this, I need to know more, and then I can write up something. Tell me who you want to surveil and why, and you better not be wrong. Okay, I'll let you know, you say, nodding your head as you leave the office.
I mean, I want to surveil Hoffman. That's the only one.
Yeah, we have to do it now, though.
Yeah. I mean, we could surveil all 3 technically if we wanted to.
Mm-mm.
Well, we could do 2 of them.
2 of them.
If we wanted to.
Then we can't.
But
question.
I don't feel like Anderson or Perez is crooked. I don't think Perez is crooked at all. I think this is all on Hoffman and maybe Anderson. For sure, Hoffman.
There's definitely more to it. It's just what.
For sure, I think we should surveil Hoffman.
Sure.
Personally.
Sure.
I mean, are you okay with that one?
Yeah.
So, because it would be the first thing we do tomorrow.
Yeah, we have to do this now.
Now, do you want to do Anderson as well?
I want to be able to ask questions. I want to be able to at least ask one question.
Well, we can write a report tomorrow morning and get one back to write a report.
Well,
Let's just do Hoffman. That's the one that has the connection to Silva and everything.
It just makes me question with him. The reason why I'm struggling is because
he's the one that had the meeting with De Silva.
Right. But he's also the one
But Anderson was the one arguing with this. No, they were arguing with each other.
No, hang on. Let me get this out. The reason I am questioning moving on Hoffman when I wasn't before is that his partner was killed on duty when he was trying to take down De Silva. But they walked into a trap. But it's possible that it was all orchestrated.
But you also have where he had a meeting.
Yeah, he's been meeting with De Silva.
Unless Hoffman's undercover.
Right, I'm very confused.
And Anderson is the...
That's why I'm questioning. But we know that Hoffman lied and said that he called Anderson at the bar when we know that the 3 of them were still together when Anderson received that call.
But who cut off Perez when they were talking?
Anderson. Anderson cut off Perez.
I want to tell both of them. I really do.
Screw it. Yeah, let's do this real fast.
So this is Hoffman.
This is Hoffman.
Okay.
Oh shoot, I wasn't supposed to do that yet.
What? Why? Yeah, it's the end of the day.
Yeah, but this will be the next morning.
Yeah. We're starting the next morning.
Yeah, but we have other things that we need to make sure that we want to do before we read it. If we're playing the game correctly.
Wait. I'm confused. What do you mean?
We have to decide this now.
Yeah.
At 5 p.m. so we can place things at the 8 a.m. mark the next morning.
We're going there right now.
I know, but I want to make sure that we decide if we're going to, for sure, tail Anderson.
I thought we just said yes to do both.
Then get rid of that.
Okay.
That's what I was saying. I didn't want to read this until it was 8 a.m. the next morning.
Yeah, sorry. I thought we were already there. Yes.
No, we were not.
In my head, we were.
Okay, so. Observation report. For Hoffman. Right after work at 4:06 p.m., Officer Scott Hoffman got into his car, a red Ford Capri, and drove out the police station parking lot. At 4:30, he parked near his house at 3414 Granville Ave, checked the mailbox, and walked in through the front door. At 6:30, he left, looking very uptight, got into his car and set off in a rush. He stopped after 3 blocks and used the phone booth near the crossroad. After each call, he crossed off something from a piece of paper. Every time he did so, he seemed more frustrated. 8 calls, and 20 minutes later, he pushed the document into his pocket, went back to his car, and drove up towards Venice Boulevard. 8:40 p.m., Hoffman stopped on one of the darker streets near Lincoln Boulevard and stayed inside the car. After 30 minutes of waiting, appeared a tall man covered in grease with a tattoo on his left hand. The man had come from the nearby car workshop. Hoffman handed him an envelope and talked with him for a while. After that, the man went back to the workshop while Officer Hoffman headed toward home, where he stayed for the rest of the night. Who's the tall man?
It's just a mechanic, probably fixing the car. Probably fixing De Silva's car.
We're fixing Anderson's car.
Why are you fixing Anderson's car? Anderson's wife's car? I think you're stretching now. We know that De Silva was there. And
yeah, we
he
know
has
De
the same
Silva
color
was
car.
there, and we know that he has the same color car, but I'm just saying, it's possible. Alright, what else are we doing this week? Observation, Paul Anderson. Conclusions. At 4:13 p.m. after work, Officer Paul Anderson went to a nearby florist and left after 5 minutes with a bouquet of flowers. He hailed a cab and left. After 20 minutes, the cab stopped near Century City Hospital. Anderson visited a neighboring bistro. He left 20 minutes later with a box of food and entered the hospital. So hypothetically, he is going to visit Jenkins. He left at 5:30, stopped at a liquor store. He left 10 minutes later with a wrapped bottle and caught another cab. At 6:25, he was home where he spent the rest of the night. His wife arrived around 8 p.m. The lights were turned off around 11:30 p.m.
So, only one of them did suspicious activity.
Hoffman.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So, next day, we did all that.
Rid of that. We can talk to the paramedics, but I don't think we need to do that. Could have looked at the telephone booth for traces. Probably would give us fingerprints from De Silva, but
Maybe, or even maybe gives us fingerprints of Hoffman.
yeah. But I feel like it's going to be difficult because we'd have to go there, do it, get back, do lab stuff, and then try and still have time to do other things.
I mean, what else
So I
do we
don't
have left to do?
We can speak to Martha about her husband. We can speak to Pamela Clarkson
I
about
don't
her
want to talk to
ex-husband.
any of. I don't want to talk
That's
to
what
any
those
of
are
them.
then.
I don't think we need to talk to the paramedics.
Okay. We can talk to Martha Anderson about her car, but I think we decided against that.
Yeah.
Try to identify the paid ship we did. Search the witnesses we did. Checked the question we did. Call in technicians to check the thread pattern in the grass.
That's going to tell us which of the 2 orange cars it is, but we're 90% sure it's De Silva's.
So the only things that we really have left are the telephone booth and the home on West Seaglass Circle.
We don't want to do the home on West Seaglass Circle. It's just too far away. That was the other one called the bar.
Yeah.
So I don't think we need to do that. So I think we write a report right away to get that back. Do we want to ask an additional question of these guys while we're standing here? Do you want to ask who called?
I think we should.
Let's ask who called. Anderson.
Okay. So we have... Did you hear about the crash? How'd you get there? Yeah. Oh my god, it's 204. I'm just double checking that that's what we really want to do. What do you remember from the crash scene? Where were you and what were the others doing when you arrived at the scene? What did the paramedics say after they arrived at the scene? Did you notice any cars parked near the crossroad? Why is the person calling Anderson though and not Hoffman?
Unless that's gonna be what the discrepancy is. So what was this? Oh yeah, it was.
Knowledge at 204. Who called Anderson at Bobby's bar after midnight?
Yes.
David Perez. From what I can tell, it was someone at the precinct telling us to move. From the precinct. Yeah, we had planned action that night, and they called to remind us it was time to move out. High stress level. I think someone from the precinct called to make sure they were on their way. From the precinct. Yeah, we had a few scheduled actions because we were working on spreading our contacts with drug dealers and getting more people to work for our department. The specifics aren't important. We had a few places to be and probably someone called because of that. Anderson, it wasn't important. A prank call, that's all. Someone was messing with us. A prank call, yeah, a simple joke. Nothing to do with the case. That wasn't helpful at all.
But why is Anderson the only story that's different? I mean, that's fine. But we have this information. We can go to the phone booth and find out. We'll get fingerprints off the phone booth.
I feel like we're gonna lose this again.
I don't.
So let's go to the suburbs then.
Want to go to the suburbs.
216. I'm very confused.
216.
3 hours. Great. Oh wait, we had to add a token to the pool.
So we get another question.
We could. Alright, you park not too far from the intersection and look around for the telephone booth. You see it close by, and inside is a large man wearing a sleeveless shirt covered in tattoos. He's shouting all sorts of expletives into the phone. You realize that his time must have just run out because he gets more upset and begins to bash the headset against the dialer box. You approach him, calm him down, and tell him to leave or you'll take him in. The street is fairly busy, so many people walk past, so there's no point in calling anyone to collect fingerprints. Your attention is drawn to something else. A few drops of dried blood on the floor of the booth. You carefully scrape up a sample, looking for more, when you see a blood stain on the metal shelf in the corner of the booth. You take a second sample and quickly run to your car and rush over to the lab. Okay, so add 1 token to the pool. We have to read the file 216 and place our marker on the lab location.
Nice.
That's kind of nice.
So it's more or less, it was like a 2-hour thing, and we got an hour to travel.
216. Analysis report! Yay! 2 blood samples found and delivered by the LAPD near the phone booth at Camden Ave. A result of DNA analysis, 1 of the samples was positive. Blood retrieved from the sidewalk at the place with intense traffic close to the street contaminated. The result was negative. Sample retrieved from inside the phone booth, inner wall, well preserved, in perfect position. Perfect condition. Okay, so I'm going to add this one just so we have that thing in there. Alright, who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? Congratulations! You got the evidence that puts Antonio De Silva near the crime scene.
So the phone call came from De Silva.
Phone call came from De Silva. wait. Hoffman's working with Perez, right?
Yeah.
That's his new...
Yes.
It's possible that if Anderson thought it was a prank call...
That's because it's probably because Hoffman told Perez and Anderson two different things.
Maybe. Maybe. Hi, sweet dove. Hi, sweet dove. What are you doing? Hello. Hello.
Because his name is Scott is Hoffman, right? Yes.
Yes, it's Scott Hoffman.
So there's so much that's put Hoffman and
Hoffman and
Perez.
De Silva
Yeah,
together.
Yeah. I just feel like there's too much of those two being together that it's not.
Alright, so why don't we head back to the police station? Because we're not going to go to the home on Seaglass Ave.
Okay.
We've done everything there. We can go back to the police station, and we can ask one more question.
Okay. What question?
Well, we can actually ask a question. Oh, no, because we already did. Okay. We can ask one more question.
Let's make sure there's nothing else we can do. We don't want to do that.
All the rest of the stuff we don't want to do.
I mean, we were at the laboratory. We could actually check the threads, but we know it was De Silva's car. Like, we know it was De Silva that hit him. Like,
Yeah, at this point,
no need to talk to Martha Anderson. I still feel like it's Hoffman because he was the one doing shady shit when we tailed them, whereas Scott went to the hospital,
yeah.
and then Anderson
came
went to the
home.
hospital and then went home.
Alright, so out of these 5 questions, what do we want to ask? When did you hear about the crash and how did you get there? What do you remember from the crash scene? What did it look like? What were you and the others doing once you arrived at the scene? What did the paramedics say after they arrived on the scene? I don't think we should ask that one because we didn't talk to the paramedics, so we
Yeah.
don't have anything to compare it to. Did you notice any cars parked near the crossroad?
I think we should ask that one.
Do you think they're going to talk about the Honda?
I think that one of them is going to mention an orange sports car. Because he called, so he didn't leave the scene. He called from like 2 blocks away. And if one of them, if like 2 of them confirmed that they were like an orange sports car somewhere nearby, and Hoffman's like, no, there wasn't. I mean, or we can ask that.
I mean,
one.
from this, we already got this information.
Kind of, yes.
We know the answer to this because we talked to...
But
That
Anderson
kid.
only got the call.
Right, that's why I'm confused. We talked to that kid, so we actually have
Who was Anderson arguing with at the bar?
Jenkins.
At the bar?
Yeah, Jenkins and Anderson got into an argument. Jenkins left. Perez was playing billiards.
So, but if Anderson was arguing with Jenkins, and then I think it might have been Anderson.
That's why I'm confused.
I say let's ask about the car or the crime scene.
Notice any cars parked near the crossroad?
Yeah. I say we do that one.
Okay. 202. I'm so lost.
Yep, we spent it already.
Perez. I'm not really sure, but I believe there was a car there. Did you recognize the brand of car? Not really, sorry, but I didn't. Then again, I'm not a big fan of cars anyway. What color was it? Oh, the color? I can't tell. It was really dark. How is that important? It simply is. Well, I'm sorry, I was focused on the road. It was dark and I couldn't see much. Hoffman. You mean that brown garbage with many scratches that was falling apart? It was sitting there for a long time. Did you check it for crash marks? The car didn't have anything to do with the Jenkins accident, right? Anyway, of course we did. We checked everything. Lies. Who exactly checked the car? I mean, seriously, what does that car have to do with anything? We're checking every detail. I checked it personally. There was nothing there. Seriously, focus on what's important here. We're looking for a sports car that ran a red light, not the ones that died there and sat for ages. Honda Civic, brown, really old car. Did you check it? Hoffman looked over it, but he wasn't able to find anything there. Just an old car left to rot next to a sidewalk. You should ask him if you need more. That was a good one to ask.
It's
It's Hoffman. It's gotta be Hoffman. Alright.
And Perez is kind of stuck in it.
I think Perez is...
We can't do anything else. I think we just end it
I
here.
think we end here, yeah. So... Nope. I don't know where to go.
I believe it's just final report.
H for help. Report. No, final.
Here we go, guys.
Oh boy. Should finish your game first. We can't do anything else.
Yes, we finished our game.
Are you ready now to see and answer questions for case 2, hit and run?
Yes.
Final report. Ding dong! Beating in the basement, hello! Welcome,
Hello,
Raiders!
Welcome.
We're finishing up the game tonight. We're doing the final report. Ding. Bradley walks towards your desk when the station floor is almost empty. He sits down, lights a cigarette, and starts talking while rubbing his forehead nervously. Okay, talk to me. What did you find out? Who was driving the car that caused the accident at Sepulveda Boulevard?
Antonio De Silva.
Antonio De Silva. And you were able to find out who the owner of the car that was used in the accident is.
Yes, Antonio De Silva.
I see. And did you find out who's leaking information within the department?
Scott Hoffman.
I think it's Scott. I feel like it's gonna be like all these answers are wrong. All right then. Thank you for all your work. I'll take it over from here. He stands up and walks slowly toward his office, but suddenly he turns and asks, "Oh wait, I've got one additional question. Do you know what Jenkins found out during the investigation?" No. I mean, we know Scott Hoffman was meeting Antonio De Silva regularly.
I think we should do that one.
I do too. Martha Anderson is working at Shooting Paradise?
I think that it's Hoffman. $11 out of 18. That's not very good.
It's not very good. Oh no.
3. We're gonna fail another one, guys.
Oh no. Hey, we did it! We didn't fail! We didn't fail. Alright, so we're gonna close the case.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Teach me. I think this is what saved our butts.
Yeah.
Alright, final report. Alright. We were corrected. Okay. A few days later, some unknown people come to the police station. You see them putting handcuffs on Perez, Anderson, and Hoffman. Bradley watches over the entire situation and approaches you once everything is over. Jenkins wished to be here when that happened, but he's not leaving the hospital anytime soon. Anyway, thank you again for your help during the case. Let's go over your report while we're at it. So who was really behind the wheel? We followed your leads, and you were correct about De Silva. The Italian asshole did it. I thought. Oh, De Silva was at Bobby's that night and was waiting for Jenkins outside in a car. He followed him for a while. Once he was there, as an opportunity for a clean hit, he went for it. However, whose car was he driving? You thought he was used his car, but De Silva's car was in perfect condition. Upon further investigation, we would find the car and its owner. Paul Anderson drove his wife's car that night. I knew it was his wife's car! Dang it! And De Silva saw a perfect opportunity to use it so that he got leverage on him. Which wasn't the first one that he had. What gives me the most peace is that fact that we got rid of the leak at the station. When I asked you who it was, you said, it's Hoffman, and you were correct. Hoffman had the connections and been using them to get more money for booze and narcotics. He was a piece of shit, and because of him, all this happened. I still can't believe I didn't see it earlier, but I guess their deal worked both ways. He sold our information and they gave him some as well, and his record was outstanding. I knew I could count on your team. Keep it up and thank you on behalf of the entire precinct. Jenkins said he owes you for helping bring to justice all of the people who were involved in his close encounter with death. He continues to explain everything that people from internal affairs found out before coming for the disgraceful 3. Perez trusted the wrong people and his character judgment cost him a year behind bars for helping them hide the car after the crash. Anderson took a bribe 3 years ago and helped Hoffman ever since with the meetings, so he knew about the leak and he faces charges for 10 years. As for Hoffman, he was the worst. Drugs, selling information, contaminating crime scene, he might go for life. Thankfully, there is enough to put De Silva behind bars as well. The day goes on, but you feel proud that you managed to see it through, and you should.
Okay, let's look at the additional questions.
Additional. We did not get that right. I think that it was...
That Martha was working at
I don't know.
matching evidence. This is what saved our ass.
This is what saved our butts. This was... If we would have talked to Martha, we would have known. We were like, no, we don't need to do that. We know it was Silva. And I was like, well, what if he was the Silva that was...
How many times
it was
James
her
has
car?
to talk to Martha?
Twice.
218. $212. There's 2 different ones we've asked about.
And we didn't. We were like, we don't need to talk to Martha. We still got it, but these games are stressful.
We didn't fail though.
We didn't fail. That's good. We did not fail.
Okay, who's Shade and who's Sass?
I feel like I'm
Sass. Oh, I have to make some of a dragon thing.
You do.
And 4 limbs. Alright, let's see if I can do this. It's red. Guys, I'm upset. I've yet to dig up a body with this new expansion. Spoon's a big boy.
It has a long tail. base. It matches my hair.
You get over there? What in the hell?
Things are all sort of wonky. There they go. Oh god. Oh god.
Just like that. And then like that.
Wait, his butt is wrong. Yay! Nidhogg! Nah. Nah.
There you go. You good over there? Okay. Mark as complete. Oh.
Shoulder dragon.
Alright. Well. Friday we're playing another game. Don't know what it is yet. We'll figure it out probably Friday afternoon. What are you doing?
This is my shoulder dragon now. Ah!
But yeah, we'll play something else. We love you guys. Let's find somebody to raid.
I should be playing tomorrow. Ori. More Ori. You'll never know, Dakatcher.
Let's take a look here. Who
we got? Who we got?
Nope. Not that one. I mean, our friends over at Board Drunk are playing Galaxy Trucker.
Sure!
We're gonna see our friends over at Board Drunk. Give them some love.
I like
We love you
Galaxy
guys.
Trucker.
Have a wonderful middle of your week. We'll see you guys on Friday. Wash your hands. Keep yourself safe. Self-isolate if you can. And we'll see you guys on Friday. Bye, guys.
Bye!